just an opiate-based state of mind, give him a call. I'm sure he will be a little loopy.
That's okay. Before surgery, I will do call forwarding to your phone. So that's all good. I'll have that taken care of. It's good. Hey, as promised, back with John Callahan with the 360 Group. John, you are a wealth of knowledge, and I'm glad that you're a supporter of the Real Estate Power Hour. And I just want to let everyone know, all of these supporters and sponsors that we have of the radio show, make sure you use them because they go through our rigorous screening process before we start utilizing and putting our name on the line with who we use. So all these guys that support the show, we wouldn't be on live if it wasn't for these guys. So make sure you give them a call. Again, John Callahan's number at the 360 Group is 623-748-7448, or get them online at howtosavemoney360.com. You have something to say about short sales, don't you, John?
I do. I want to talk a little bit about it in this segment only because it appears as though the success rate of modifications appear to be declining somewhat. The banks are not as actively, I guess, successfully modifying most consumers now. They're trying to liquidate. They want their money. And there's a few tutorials on my website as to why. Feel free to go there. There's a lot of video-based tutorials. They're very short segments, a minute and a half. And it talks about the modification process, the debt negotiation process, all these things we've talked about today. There's some tutorials that will help you get a little bit of information about maybe some things you weren't aware of previously. But the banks are liquidating. They want their money now, and the only reason that I suspect they're doing this is because they know what's coming. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to scare anybody out there. I'm an optimist by nature. I believe in capitalism. I believe that America will turn around. But number one, I'm trying to contribute by helping people reduce debt because debt robs us of our freedom. And everyone has to do their best and stop buying things if you can't afford it. I've been through it. The boom was awesome for all of us. I mean, it was fantastic. But now it's about reality. Stop spending money on things you can't afford, which brings me into the whole short sale component because a lot of people are trying to walk away from their home because they're upside down. We're seeing homes people spent $600,000 on that are now worth $280,000. Mm-hmm. And it is really hard to understand that, but that debt is going to take a long time to pay back. So what we're seeing is people just walking away or calling their realtor saying, I just want a short sale. Let me be specific, folks. You have to have a documentable, provable hardship that is approved by the bank before they will approve your short sale. Now, will a realtor come along and list your house and get an offer and send it into the bank? Absolutely, without question. But I want to ask you, who's negotiating for you? Is the realtor you've worked with a negotiator? Have they done this before? A lot. Do they know what they're doing? And I'll give you an example. I had a client come into my office about a month ago with a $165,000 1099. He said, what am I going to do with this? And I said, what's this for? He said, well, a year and a half ago, I short-sold my property with my friend realtor. Now, what is this? And I said, well, you short-sold, but you probably could have afforded it, and you just wanted to get out from another home, and now he's stuck with a $165,000 1099. The banks will pursue you. They will send you 1099s. There's a difference between a 1099A and a 1099C, by the way, mm-hmm. which we make sure we deal with that in our negotiation process because we do help realtors negotiate short sales. Mm-hmm. That is another component that what we do. We're a negotiations company, and we want to make sure that we mitigate any potential risk or loss to the consumer. So you can't just say, I want a short sale and walk away. You can't just list your home and try to sell it because the banks have a very specific process by which they will approve or decline the short sale, and they'll issue judgments. They'll garnish wages in the future. We know what's happening internally at the banks, and they are hiring very capable J.D. and Power approved companies, very high-end attorneys to go through these files. A year and a half ago, they had $12 an hour people going through these files. Pushing paper, going through files, stamping it approved or declined. Now they've got firms auditing the files. And so if people think they can just walk away, the bank will come and get you. They will find you.
Wow. So for people that shoot from the hip, I mean, they really need to get in touch with you guys before they make a move and just say, hey, I'm just going to short sell my property. What about people that currently have their homes listed and didn't do the due diligence? Would they be good candidates to give you a call and find out what they're actually doing and what they're getting themselves into, or is it too late?
I'll never turn anyone away, to be brutally honest with you. I'll talk to anybody. I do it all day long. Oftentimes I'll talk to 4 or 5 people a day, and they won't even retain me. I won't make any money. But I know that what comes around goes around, and that people will always say, you know what, at least the guy talked to me and didn't charge me anything to talk to me. And I'll give them brutally honest advice. I'll give them brutal, honest information so that they'll at least have some choices, or they'll be aware of maybe some things that they weren't aware of before.
Right. And, we at Arizona Investment League, Brandon and I, we do that all day, I shouldn't say all day, but every day we talk to people, and they may not utilize us, they may not be ready to get in the game, but they're going to refer us to someone that is. And that's the same with your business, I would imagine. I'm a big believer in karma, and when you do spend your valuable time and talk to people, even though they may not be ready to make that move yet, they're going to tell people that are in the same situation, because there are more people out there than all four of us in this studio. I'm sorry, James. All five of us in this studio know that need help like this, that need to be able to consult with someone that has the knowledge. And, man, I'll tell you what, before meeting you guys, I didn't know there was this many steps to actually line up before you go in for a modification or a short sale. I mean, this is amazing.
Absolutely.
So
it's a specific process. And, if nothing else, give us an opportunity to do a pre-qual. There's a pre-qualification link on our website. It says get pre-qualified now. It's electronic. It's secure. Fill that information out. We'll look it over. We'll call you. We'll go over it. You can come into the office and meet with us face-to-face. We'll spend an hour with you. We'll go over everything. And if you fit within the boundaries, we're going to tell you. If you don't, we're going to tell you. And then you might want to consider maybe some other options. Maybe then it's short sale, or maybe then but don't allow yourself just to walk away and foreclose, because that's not due diligence on your part. If the bank sees you try to modify and you get declined, and then the bank sees you try to short sale and then the offer doesn't get approved, at least you've done the due diligence to take the right steps, and that mitigates the bank's opportunity to come back and say, hey, now we're going to give you a 1099-A, as opposed to we negotiate 1099-Cs, which is a cancellation of debt, which means you're free and clear, and you can sleep better at night that way. That
is fantastic. Get a hold of John Callahan at the 360 Group. Check them out online at www.howtosavemoney360.com, or call them direct at 623-748-7448. Real quick, John, in 10 seconds, you have a do-it-yourself program that people can go to the website and check that out as well, right?
Absolutely. There's a video. When I started the company a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, we did a advertisement on CNN. It's on the website. We'll teach you how to either negotiate your own credit card debt or modify your own loan, teach you all the steps, give you all the forms, walk you through it. So if you want to take charge and have control over your own destiny, we'll let you do that too.
Nice. We are at the end of the show, The Real Estate Power, from John Callahan, Luke Hayden, Brandon Cox, and Jason LaFleche. We'll see you next week. Same place, same time. See ya.
You've been listening to The Real Estate Power Hour with Arizona Investment Link's Jason LaFleche and Brandon Cox. If you'd like to speak to Brandon or Jason off the air, or need more information, please call 602-369-4663. That's 602-369-4663. Or visit AILAZ.com. Be sure to join Brandon and Jason this and every Wednesday afternoon at 1, right here on 1510 KFNN.
Retirement. Remember when you just put your money in your retirement vehicle and watched it grow? Not anymore. In today's market, you better be watching things very closely. That's why listening to the Retirement Clinic with Jeff Kowal from Kowal Investment Group every Thursday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. is more important than ever. Jeff discusses everything having to do with retirement, which just might help you improve your retirement nest egg. Tune into the Retirement Clinic with Jeff Kowal of Kowal Investment Group this and every Thursday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. right here on 1510 a.m. KFNN.
You know what they say.
You can never be too rich or too thin. Well, maybe too thin. And this is the place to fatten up your accounts. 1510 KFNN.